and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
This is the greatest show!
And now, here's your host, Clint Arthur.
Hey, the next expert guest is the force in fuchsia. She is the one and only Dr. Amy Robbins. Thanks so much for showing up here at 77 WABC Radio in New York City.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Clint. So, Clint, there are those times in your life when the entire trajectory of your future changes, right? And I remember that day specifically for me. I was standing in the middle of a tennis court, and I made a decision 2 weeks before classes started that I was not going to take my scholarship to play tennis in college. And that happened because I had a shoulder injury that just wouldn't heal. It just wasn't getting any better. It was getting worse and worse. And I knew that I couldn't continue to play in college because I was going to be riddled with injuries and I'd probably lose my scholarship. So I made a decision to turn that down. And that shoulder injury continued to get worse into college until the point that it started radiating into my neck and gave me headaches every day. I had a migraine every day for 5 years. And it got to the point where it felt like somebody was smashing me in the back of the head with an aluminum baseball bat over and over and over again.
Ouch.
And yeah, right? It's not a fun place to be. And I went to every doctor you could have gone to. I did what they told me to do. I took the medications that they told me to take. I did the stretches they told me to do. And I got to the point where the doctors threw up their hands, more than one, threw up their hands at me and said, "We don't know how to help you. We don't know what's wrong with you. And so there's nothing more we can do for you." I don't know if any listeners out there have been in that place before, but when multiple doctors give up on you and your condition, it's a very dark place, right? And so that is the reason why I do what I do today. And it wasn't until I went to a chiropractor who specializes in structural correction that I got to the root cause of my daily migraines. And what happened was the top bone, it's called your atlas, it was inverted and it was putting direct pressure on my brainstem, which is exactly what was causing my migraines. And the 10 to 12 different doctors I had been to before that never told me that. And so once we started healing, the position of that top bone, my headaches went away and I have not had headaches in 10 years. And so that's why I went to chiropractic school to be able to practice that corrective care medicine, medicine, chiropractic, so that you can find the root cause. And that's why I get super fired up about what I do, forced to be reckoned with. Absolutely. Like all of my patients ask me why I get so fired up all of the time. It's because I think that many of you out there have either yourself or a loved one who suffers from a condition that your doctors have thrown their hands up and been like, you're just going to have to live with this for the rest of your life. And I know that dark place, and I know that there's help for it if you get to the root cause, which is why I developed my 5 Essentials protocol to figure out what's going wrong with your health. There has to be a root cause. It's not a lack of Tylenol or blood pressure medications. It's not a lack of surgery that's causing your issues. There is a root cause, and it's either coming from your spine, toxicity, a problem with your nutrition, problem with your hormones. And so that 5 Essentials protocol that we use in the office, I've been able to help people from all over the world coming to my office to get help. I have people flying from the UK to get to my office to get help because they're literally not finding it anywhere else. And so that is the reason why we practice in the way that we do drug-free wellness and holistic chiropractic care.
What is your favorite type of patient?
My favorite, this is so funny that you asked this. My favorite type of patient is the patient who comes in with no symptoms. And as chiropractors, we always say that we want that wellness patient. But the funny thing is, Clint, that none of us know how to talk to the person who doesn't have symptoms, because the whole world, they base their healthcare off of symptoms, right? And so those are the hardest patients to talk to, but also my favorite to take care of.
What's been the best, like your most proud case that you've ever done? 30 seconds.
Yeah, so that would be Bob. He listens to my radio show in Fort Myers on Sunday mornings, and his doctor told him 10 years ago he couldn't get rid of his neck pain. And he had been listening to me for months and months at a time, finally came in, started adjusting him. It took 3 months, no more neck pain, after 10 years of excruciating neck pain.
Wow.
Yeah.
One more great case, 15 seconds.
Great case, person who is paraplegic, couldn't walk. And the first time that through adjustments that he was able to roll over on the adjusting table by himself, I literally was standing in the corner of the room like, woo! like jumping up and down and crying my eyes out at the same time because it's amazing.
What's your radio show?
My radio show is Maximize Living Radio on 92.5 Fox News in Fort Myers, Florida. You can stream us or you can find us on Facebook at Forum Chiropractic, and that's FORUM.
You're amazing. Thank you so much for joining me here on the greatest show of all time.
Thank you so much, Clint.